Hi and welcome to this video on Steamworld Build, which has just launched for PlayStation, Xbox and Nintendo Switch. I've been playing so far on Xbox via Xbox Game Pass, and today I'm just going to be going over some of my first impressions and early review of the game so far. So firstly, all I can say is that this is a really charming little city building game. Whilst we've seen lots of different city building games across the last few years, Steamworld Build really manages to hold its own in this competitive space and brings its own style and identity to the genre. Whilst you may have previously played the excellent Metroidvania-style Steamworld Dig games, this is of course the first step into the city building genre for the Steamworld series. At the start of the game there's some narrative where you're introduced to a couple of characters, and essentially the characters have an ambition of reaching stars and planets far away. The overall aim for the story is to ultimately produce the rocket that the characters dream of building, and to do that you'll need to grow a city to help support the development of the rocket. So the game actually plays out in a very similar way to many other city building games. You have to grow your city of people, or in this case robots. You'll need to harvest resources and ensure you keep your population happy by producing the various different building types that they need to function. So for example, the robots need access to repair shops and stores in order to feel fulfilled. You can eventually upgrade your robots into different unit types who have unique functions. For example, initially your workers can be upgraded to engineers who have the power to build unique and different structures. Interestingly, in addition to the surface planet, Steamworld Build also has you exploring the mines below the map simultaneously. Down here you are responsible for the control of a separate workforce. The ultimate aim of the underground operation is to harvest the likes of oil, which are needed to support the city above. It makes for an interesting dynamic to have the two different areas to manage. You'll also encounter enemy threats in the mines below, which poses an additional challenge. Whilst there are lots of things to keep an eye on, it never feels overwhelming, particularly if you're playing on the lower difficulty. The game does have the option to play on higher difficulty settings if you prefer more of a challenge. As mentioned, I've been playing on Xbox and the controls generally work very well. The developers have done a good job of ensuring the game plays well with a physical controller. The analog sticks are used to easily control the camera, and the camera can be zoomed and adjusted with the triggers. Most actions centre around a central menu bar at the bottom of the screen. The game does have a tutorial to walk you through the initial stages of the game, and generally that's really well done. My experience was that the explanation of some of the systems could have been a little clearer. The tutorial text also appears in boxes in the HUD, and the text is actually very small. Sitting back from the TV, I was straining my eyes a bit to read all the info, and I couldn't see that there was an option to adjust the HUD size. However, these are minor complaints, and generally the game plays really well. Navigating from the overworld to the mines is a breeze and takes a simple button press. From the offset, the thing that strikes me is also how great the game looks. The game has a super warm art style and a certain charm that is hard to describe. Zooming right into the map allows you to get a unique perspective of the city, and you really get a sense of how detailed the environment and character models are. The cartoon style and some wonderful music make for a very relaxed setting in what can sometimes be a stressful genre. It's also worth mentioning that at the start of the game, you have the option to choose one of 5 different unique areas to start your city in, which is a nice touch. So of course this is only a really simple overview of the game, but in summary I'd really recommend checking it out. If you've got Game Pass, it's on there, so why not give it a go? If you've enjoyed the video or found it useful, then please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks very much for watching.